Sawadee-ka. Good afternoon, everyone. I was paying respect to all the teachers in my life with Thai dance moves just now before spending the wonderful time with you all. Do you know that Thai dancing may possibly actually be originated from the elaborate Indian dance? Throughout the years, it has evolved to this graceful and wonderful form. It's not only dance that actually has its own origin. Everything and everyone has an origin. Things are the way they are right now because of the origins. But as we are ever evolving, none of us actually have a stationary description of our origin. However, in our nowadays society, we want to have really quick life. Efficiency seems to be everything. We have to actually shorten our instructions, make sure that at the same time we were expecting quick answers from others. We're expecting really simple, short answers to questions like, who are you, where are you from, and what do you do? So that we can actually move on to more important things. But however, these questions are actually very core to our identities. Because we don't really care about these, our identities are imposed up on us mostly. We're given this little ID card that's plastic, and it states our birth name, our biological sex, and our nationality. But all these short answers doesn't actually have any details. It doesn't show the journey that we have been through and where we actually arrive here. And it doesn't give any respect to the fluidity of our origins. I don't think I'm the male Hong Konger that's just written on my ID card. And I don't think you're just what you're written on your ID either. So, one time, someone asked, where are you from? It was an old white couple on a plane when I was flying to Bangkok. They were surprised by the accent that I have in English. I was speaking in Thai the whole time with the flight attendants. And then I was also having these big hands, broad shoulders. At the same time, I'm dressing very femininely. To them, I probably fitted perfectly into the ideal form of lady boys. So therefore, I have to be coming from Thailand, right? So little did they know that I may have a really complicated origin. They then ask, why can you speak English like us? I smiled, and I responded, I'm from Hong Kong. My late grandmother is Thai, and I happened to start learning English when I was the age of 2. Was it a good enough answer? Or was, where are you from, a good question? Where I'm from doesn't really tell much about who I am. Therefore, I think of a possibly better version of this. Where are you coming from? Where is Brian coming from? What is my journey? So, I grew up in a very local environment and went to a local Chinese kindergarten. I remember the teacher, the homeroom kindergarten teacher said to us at one lesson, she asked, what are the differences between boys and girls? I was very excited. I have this wonderful, I think it's really unique answer in my head. I raised my hand up. I was like waiting and waiting and waiting. I want to share my answer with the whole world. Boys have dicks and girls have a JJ. Unexpectedly, I was asked to go outside of the classroom. I was wrong. Things are never as simple as that. When I was 12, before I was 12, so I was like, after the incident that I got punished, I still would like to play at school all the time. And then a lot of the time when I was playing self-play time with my friends, I always play make-believe family with my girlfriends then, when I was really small. So I think I was just more comfortable with the girls then. And well, I always feel comfortable with girls. And then I was always asked to be one person, which is the father, because I'm the boy in the crowd. When I reached 12, which I actually promoted to high school, I was quirky enough that the English native teacher in my high school spotted me and asked me to found a English drama club with her. We decided to stage a pantomime of Cinderella in Hong Kong. We devised all the scenes ourselves. With the gender-swapping nature of pantomime, I got casted Cinderella. Misuki is the teacher, and she actually avoided me the whole entire week because she was afraid that I'm not going to take that female role. Little did she know that I was super excited because I can finally break free from the curse of the make-believe game of me being the boy all the time. I was super excited that I watched all the cartoons, movies about Cinderella, learning how to be like her, or more accurately, how to be a girl. This girl actually came to life with a long, flowy dress. This is not my teacher, Misuki. It was actually her sister. She flew all the way here because it was her first time having the drama with a school. She's now in the UK, and my drama teacher is also watching. The girl felt very happy. The dress felt really comfortable. It felt right. I felt free. However, when every time he is forced to wear the restrictive male uniform after each shows, it reminded him that he is still a boy. At the age of 15, this boy reached 100 kilograms. He started to be very worried about his appearance, so he changed his diet. He ran every evening. He ran, and he ran, and he ran, and ran, and ran, and ended up losing 30 kilograms in 1 year. 30 kilograms in a year. Something strange really happened, though. Every part of his body shrunk, but not his chest. Is this some sort of a joke? How can a boy have boobs? Like a lot of the girls at the time, he wear a sweater to cover it. His PE teacher suggested him to work out so that he can transform that two wobbly pieces of flesh into firm muscles that a guy should have. He tried, but it didn't really work. What's worse, at the same year, his best friend of the time betrayed him by letting the whole class know that the boy was having a crush on a very handsome boy in the same class. He was quite close with a classmate. But after that classmate never talked to the boy ever since. He became an outcast. He became a monster. People started calling him Voldemort because it became a taboo to call him by his name. Every time when he go to the toilet, the male classmate would scream, would splash water at him, while she throw wet tissue at him so to cure him. The boy never dared to speak up because he was always taught that he is supposed to be a boy, and a boy should never like another boy. He sought help from the social worker of his school, and she asked him, "Do you want to choose to like boys? This will be a very difficult journey." Does he really have a choice? Wasn't he just going with the flow? He thought that all this madness will finish as he graduated from that school. So he was very excited. He got excited again. He went to try on different theater productions. He knew a new groups of friends. And this group of friends are very different. They were thinking that boys liking boys are just perfectly fine. They even help him to actually try to get a boyfriend for him, you know? So like they urged him to lose more weight, bind his chest so that he will actually be the cute gay boy that a lot of other gay boys will actually hit on. He tried for a while, but he didn't really like it. But it became a routine that he will bind his chest whenever he go for auditions, castings, because he's always trying for male roles. In fact, he had no choice but to try and act male roles. Yet, he got casted into a heart-stopping scene. It was late at night. He was on his way home. Suddenly, the call of nature came, and the nearest disabled toilet was locked and said to be undergoing repairs. With his longer hair then, but still, M written on his ID card, he had no choice but to rush into the male toilet. There was two men using the urinary bowl. He was very worried. He walked slowly, hoping that he would not be seen. He rushed to the last cubicle. He slapped the door. He didn't know what would happen. 喂，你見唔見有條女入咗嚟啊？屌人妖嚟㗎！喂喂死啦死啦！嗱，嗰個緣分一直俾佢睇到啊，俾佢睇蝕啊！ Basically, they were saying, "Do you see that shit coming in? It's a tranny, bro. Oh God, oh freak. Let's finish our business and get out of here ASAP, ASAP." Although he was in the right toilet, he's still a monster. He's still Voldemort. The madness never ended. Among all this madness that he'd been through, theater is the only piece of good wood that he can cling on so he can stay afloat. He put on his hope on one big thing again. He found this English theater group at his uni, staging mainly Shakespearean plays. He thought that he could actually find a place finally he can belong to. So he was there, hoping for the best. However, things are just the same. It's no difference from him playing make-believe games with his younger girlfriends when he was young. The director asked him to be a very ultra-masculine role, the king, because of his strong presence, strong features, and his broad shoulders. He was struggling this role. He didn't know how to do it. He sought advice from the director. Instead, he got blamed for not being a believable king. Was he just a tool on stage? Just a male-looking actor that actually led people to mold them. He lost his motivation. His only good piece of wood rotted away. His mind sunk. So he left theater. Soon after, he went to Chiang Mai University for a Thai intensive language exchange course. He always got attracted by Thai culture, maybe because of his Thai blood in his veins. There's a Thai culture that actually students still have to wear uniform in university. So during that time, he has to go to the university shop and buy university uniform. He couldn't imagine himself putting a restrictive set of male garments again. Suddenly, a Thai buddy actually suggested, why don't you try on the female one? You have long hair and you can do makeup, and you can just change it if you don't like it. Yes, he has a choice. Yes, I have a choice. So the Thai lady handed me their uniform. I put on the shirt. And then I put on the skirt. I saw coherence. I saw comfort. I saw me. It was the first time that I actually wore female clothes out here in the real world. And it felt right. Why on earth didn't I make such a choice earlier? With this set of clothes that I actually feel comfortable with, I tried Thai dancing. I thought Thai dancing is really easy because it's so slow. But I was wrong. When I would try it, all the muscles actually has to have a lot of stamina to hold those really smooth postures and form. All the muscles, especially the ones in the arms and the hands and the fingers, has to be so controlled that will actually be able to move in an effortless looking manner. It's a perfect combination of the masculine strength and also the feminine qualities. It requires a perfect blend of the two. With that feeling, I kind of echo that blend, just echo with my intersex body. I don't have an Adam apple. I actually have really wide shoulder, developed muscles, developed chest, and limited bodily hair. For biologically, I'm actually in the middle. But for gender, can I actually choose to be in the middle as well? So I can actually enjoy the both worlds, the goodness of the both worlds. Then, with this feeling, I was thinking, yes, I can actually be enjoying in the middle. With this enjoyment of feeling comfortable in the middle, I gained my courage to go back to the theater. I went to Thailand. I went to Africa. I tried different things, do different projects with theater. And then, when I came back, I found out that I can use what actually is inside me to have the project that I want. Imaginating was born, a project that I actually designed for multicultural youth to empower them with devised theater. The one that Mitsuki, the teacher that I had, actually do it. I feel comfortable with it because everyone is kind of considered as equal in the production. Throughout the whole production, the students actually try to find out their own origins. They find out their own pasts, make sense of them, come to their senses, and try to act it out again, retell them. Devin actually walked out from his reserved persona so that with his poem and also his lighting design on the cloth. Nicole get away from her depressive self by challenging herself to take up the role of a stage manager so that she have to face her own emotions. And for Alexandra, she found her true capacity by really devising her own piece and also helping mentor the younger imaginators in the team during the whole process. All these activities are actually from the activity called, all this transformation and evolution within the students actually come from the one activity called River of My Life, where they have to use different symbols and draw their life with the important events and experiences and period of time in their life. Life is like streams of water. Inevitably, we go with the flow. However, only when we make sense of our past, come to know ourselves better, and get a sense of direction, do we glow with the flow. And that's how the All the Imaginators actually found out the name for their production, which is staged 2 years ago on the 12th and 13th of April. And now, I'm very proud to say that Devin and Nicole came back to help running Imaginating 2.0. And I'm very excited to see the new batch of Imaginators actually make sense of their origins in the process. Many people say that all lives come from the ocean. Our Mother Nature, very strong, water has no shape. It moves, it transforms. It has to just take on the shape of the things that are surrounding them. It's absolutely fluid. As human beings, why do we get satisfied by just these fixed identities imposed to us that stop us from transforming? People around me often ask, Brian, why don't you change your name to a more feminine or gender-neutral one, like Brienne or Bryony? For me, when I was an innocent child, my mom and I checked out the English dictionary with Chinese translations. We went through a set of names. When it came to Brian, my mom read out the translation: strength. Whether it's masculine or otherwise, I care not. This choice is part of my origin, and I respect that with pride. Start making your choices and glow with the flow. Thank you.